Hi, my name is Doug, the Floridian Santa. There are a lot of traditions that each of us like to do in the holidays at Christmas time, and I want to share a little bit of what one of my favorite traditions was. Let's get right to it. Go ahead, get you a cup of hot cocoa, sit back and relax, and let me share this with you. When I was growing up, we had different traditions, many different traditions that we did, of course, decorating the Christmas tree, putting up the Christmas lights, fixing the Christmas goodies, all the sweets and cookies that my mom would make, and as well as at Christmas having the Christmas dinner. And we would do the typical. We would get the turkey and sometimes the ham, and we'd have all the festive things that we would enjoy during Christmas. But another Christmas tradition more so involved me and my sister. We enjoyed watching all of the Christmas specials that came on TV while we were growing up. Now, I had mentioned once before about Rankin and Bass, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. The specials that they would put out, the stop motion animation. They had Here Comes Santa Claus. They had different ones, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They had so many different classics, the Little Drummer Boy, Jack Frost. I mean, you name it, they had come out with them. But one of my all-time favorites that, to me, when I sat down and watched it, I knew it was Christmas time. And that was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That was one of my all-time favorites. And they had the cartoon, Frosty the Snowman. Of course, that was another one we loved watching. There was another cartoon that became part of tradition, and that one always was one of my sister's favorites. And that's, it's a Charlie Brown Christmas. And that is always one of her favorites that she remembers. And I remember at one time, a few years ago, they were even selling the little Christmas tree that's bent over with the one Christmas, Christmas ornament. And they were selling those, and my sister had one, and at one point, we had one as well, and we put it on the table, and it's just a very special Christmas cartoon, and I love enjoying it at Christmas. But one of my all-time favorites for me, myself, it was always Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I just loved that special. That I was always a big fan growing up in the times of, movies like the original, the reruns when they would show them on TV, the original King Kong, and then of course a lot of the Sinbad the Sailor movies where they had that stop motion animation for a lot of the creatures, and for King Kong himself, and a lot of the creatures that were in those movies. So I appreciated and always loved that art form. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that was all done stop motion animation, and I just loved that special. Now, as I started growing, was growing up, they did do one more that also became one of my favorites to watch, and it's because of two characters that are in that special, and that one was The Year Without a Santa Claus. And Mickey Rooney, he was the voice of Santa Claus, and Shirley Booth, she was the voice of Mrs. Claus. But there were two characters that were in that special that just made that one of my favorites along with Rudolph. And that was the Mr. Snowmeister and Mr. Heatmeister. And when they sing their songs, that's one of my favorite parts of that special. And so now I have two that I really enjoy watching, and that's the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Year Without a Santa Claus, and I love all the other ones, Here Comes Santa Claus, the Jack Frost, the Little Drummer Boy, all of those that Rankin Bass did when I was growing up. I enjoyed all of them. They were all very good. And of course, the other classic cartoon, Charlie Brown Christmas. That in itself is also a class. You can't beat Rudolph and Charlie Brown, can you? I don't know. Maybe you can. But for us, for me and my sister, when we were growing up, those were some of our favorites. And they do have those available if you can find them. Sometimes you can find them on DVD, and then you can have them year-round to enjoy. And I plan on enjoying them as we get closer to Christmas in July. I plan on pulling out some of the classics and just sitting and just watching and enjoying and having my Christmas in July and bringing back good memories of when I was growing up. But those were two of our favorites, and it was, to me, it was Christmas time when I got to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And now, of course, as well, The Year Without a Santa Claus. And I hope you had some favorites as well. I mean, they had lots of specials that they would do during Christmas, and they would they would have for some of the actors and stuff. They would have a special, and they would do things, and some of the shows they would have a special Christmas show during the season. But to me, nothing beats the Rankin Bass stop motion animation specials, and the one that was always at the top was Rudolph. And then, of course, the cartoon. You can't beat a Charlie Brown Christmas as well. Well, that's what I've got for you today. I hope I sparked a little memory there for you, maybe a good childhood memory that you have watching some of those specials. And again, remember, love never takes, but always gives. Thank you for spending time with me. My name again is Doug, the Floridian Santa. God bless.